you very much. My name is Bernard Dongo, and I work with Fadhili Africa in this space of soil testing. We work with using this machine. I don't know how many of us have seen this machine on the ground. At least we have one person. It's called a soil scanner, and I always say that it's a mobile laboratory. It's a mobile laboratory. We work with it to where the farmers are. We are able to analyze the soil, and we're able to get the results when you're at the farm level. And that reduces a lot of the transaction and time that is wasted when farmers are actually working or they are wondering how to go about soil sampling. We're able to solve that challenge. And so when I come to the gooseberry farmers, I'm happy because I can see a level of organization that has brought the peoples together, and we can be able to work easily and in a better way. Now this machine is able to, we have said that you're able to analyze the soil, and this is what you're able to report when we analyze the soil. The first thing, and very critical, we are able to test it for soil pH, and we have had the story about the soil acidity and how much impact it has in production. It's a major thing. Then number two, we talk about the soil carbon. Manure is important. It's critical. We have been doing farming, but we have not been replenishing. And it's a call for us to take it as a serious component of farming. Fertilizer alone cannot replace the role of the role that is played by the manure. It helps you to hold the nutrients in the soil. It helps you to be able to take care of microorganisms that are beneficial and keep away the bad guys from your farm. So it's an important thing. And manure is not just manure. We have said that you're taking it from the kutoka kwa cowshed to the farm. No, we need actually to take it through a decomposition process. Let it decompose completely so that it can be good and be able to release nutrients to your crop. And it also improves the soil properties, improves the water retention. And you realize that a farm that has gone through, that has very good manure, even when it is we don't get sufficient amount of rainfall, then your crop will still perform better than where the farmer only uses the fertilizer. The other thing, we also check what is the level of nitrogen, and these are the macro elements: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And you know that these are the macro elements that are needed in large quantities. They actually determine your level of production. We need to report to you. You need to know how much you need to use and at what time you need to apply. So we check it, and we are able to give the recommendations of what you need to use. The former presenter has talked about the cation exchange capacity, a very important thing because it tells about what level of nutrients your soil can be able to hold. So it's good to check about it. Now, using our technology, we are saying that we are several in the market. We are many in the market. We have the CALO, who is the government. We are using a different technology, as you have seen the machine. It is using what we call the near infrared, and that's what gives us an edge when we come to the market. The others, they use the wet method. So the sample has to be taken, it has to go to the laboratory, we have to test one element at a time, and that actually, you'll not be able to get your results on spot. It will actually have an impact in terms of cost. We are using reagents, and so it has also an impact on the environment. And the experience, you know, when we come, we'll come with our gadget, we'll be able to test your soil, we'll be able to get results immediately, and we are not using any chemicals. You participate, you ask questions, and so you get to understand how your soil is, and that is what we give to you. And also our costs are friendly, we are quicker, and we are faster, so we are able to assist you in terms of the results. Now, a research that was done by by government. This is the ABRE organization, which is CARO, and we saw that. The report says that our country suffers from 3 levels. And number 1 is the availability of the nutrients. Most of our farms, we don't know what is the component of the soil, so we are struggling to think. We are actually doing guesswork. Most of the farmers are actually farming by guesswork. But today we have said we are moving from being farmers to being investors. And investors, they say, I want to look at the top line, which is in terms of revenue, and I also want to look at the bottom line. That's what remains after I have removed the expenses. So we need actually to be conscious and aware that we are addressing these challenges in our farm. Number 2, because of the usage, how we have used our farm, we have interfered with our soil. Our usage has been having issues. We have ended up with acidic soils. We have interfered with the microorganisms that are in the soil. And so we have made our farms prone to diseases. And so microorganisms that are not beneficial to us, they're actually our enemies, are coming from the soil, and that affects our crop. And that has a direct impact on what the farmer is getting in terms of the yield. And finally, because of the pH, our nutrients are locked. Ziko. Ukipima kwa mchanga zinaonekana ziko. Lakini mumea haiwezi chukua hizo elements. It's not able to access that. And once we start doing the soil correction, we get the impact. You get the crop taking the uptake, and you get better production levels. Vis-a-vis the breeds, we talk of varieties. Yeah, we have better varieties that we are planting as planting material. However, research shows that our farmers are getting below 40%. Average production is about 40%. Yeah? Why are we at this level? Yeah? And this, we can talk about the many challenges. But what I want to confirm to you is that about 60% of your production depends on your nutrition. Tuko pamoja? Kiasi gani? 60%. And I always do a demonstration using maize, because maize, I'm in the food basket of this country. Am I right? Yes. This is where you are the people who feed Kenya. And this is a crop from the same farm. What would you expect? You'd expect all the maize is like this. Si ni kweli? Lakini in the same farm unapata gani? Is it a situation you witness? Yes. Same farm, is it? In the same farm you get this. Isn't it? What do you say? By the time you are here and you are supposed to be getting this one, if this is the standard, you are at 80%. Ni kweli? You are at 80%. And this maize can go growing smaller, is it? Same variety, same environment. So if it's an environment, we cannot complain about water. Si ni kweli? Hatuwezi sema kuna kiangazi because it's the same environment. But because of nutrient availability, then we are affecting our production. What are we saying? If we had a standard level of production, this farmer makes profit, isn't it? This one has an issue. Are you together? When you get a maize like this one, it is saying the genetic potential of the crop, mpaka ya hizi seeds which never formed completely, the genetic potential is there. Are you together? But I never, as a farmer, supplied the nutrients to make them form completely. At that point, we lost, isn't it? And this is how the farmer is losing. Why? We talked about when is the phosphorus available, when is the nitrogen available, and when is the potassium available. And it has a lot of impact. In maize, you need more than 60% of your phosphorus in the first 60 days of production. And we'll come to that as part of my presentation. Now, let's look at it from economic point. We are saying this. The average from the Ministry of Agriculture is that average farmer in Uasin Gishu is getting approximately 41 bags per hectare. Sijui kama tuko hapo sisi? Or even less. Sidio? However, per hectare, you are supposed to be getting 96. Sema kuacha pesa kwa meza. Tuko pamoja? And this is why we are saying, and I say this, that farmers need to do soil testing, because soil testing contributes 60% of your yield. It doesn't matter today whether we are talking maize or we are talking about gooseberries. Are you together? I always give an example. A cow, once you change its feeding patterns and nutrition, it gives you feedback in 7 days. Maziwa inapungu? Sidio? Lakini kwa mimea, it gives you feedback at the end of the season. Sidio? Yeah? And that is why we use processors like we have for the gooseberry. Why? We cannot be able to guarantee that we will supply consistently. Are you together? And you as an investor, you are not able to make money because you are inconsistent. We can get orders for export. The processors, the exporters can do their good work of looking for the market. But we as the investors in the farming sector, we are not able to supply them consistently. For us, as Fadhili Africa, we have a solution. And our solution is, we have this unique technology. We take it out of the offices in Nairobi. We come with it into where the farmers are, be it in cooperatives, be it in associations, be it in farmer groups. Yeah? We educate you. We take samples with you. We get the results with you, explain to you, so that when you are doing your business, you are doing your business from point of knowledge. We give you results instantly, and we also generate, by the way, we generate a very good information. Last year, towards the end of last year, we were doing some work for one of the exporting company in Embu County. They are dealing with the macadamia, and they are organic. And one of the things that we realized after doing the soil test is that their output, the level of phosphorus in all the farms, 118 of them, was all going down. And that had a direct impact, telling to them, next season, your output will be, are you together? Will be low. And so they have had to take their actions and know how are they going to source material so that they can remain in business the following year, now which is 2023. We gave them recommendations which they are implementing. And so this thing, works. Science works. And this is where I always tell the farmers, farming, najua tulikuwa tunasema, mwenye amekataa kusoma ndio tunapeleka kwa sha? Sidio? Lakini saa hii penye tumefika, tunasema mwenye amesoma ingie kwa sha? It is a career, it's a profession, and it is that which is going to guarantee us that we will remain in business. Are you together? And I believe this is very good for us, because as we start the next crop, let's do the right things at the right time. Now, we have been in this business for the last 5 years, and we have got experiences. We have testimonials from different farmers. Farmers, whether they are doing maize, they are doing coffee, they are doing oranges, and we have partnered with many people. we have partnered with also counties so that we can extend our services. Yesterday, I'm just from Trans Nzoia, where we are preparing for the planting that is coming. Yeah? Maize farmers, you can see, even if you look at those pictures, you can be able to see a plant that is doing poorly or a plant that is doing good, isn't it? Whether it is potatoes, I have worked with farmers who, in maize production, we met when they were doing 18 bags. We worked because the process of also reversing the impact we have done on the soil is a slow process. Yeah? It's not a 3 months process. It will take us somewhere between 6 months to 18 months, depending with where your soil is. So once we do that, then we are able to increase production. In maize, we have seen them increasing. From 15, 16, you get people are going to 20, they are going to 30, and they are going beyond 30. Sio mkulima kwa biashara? Wakulima wa viazi, the same. In Bomet, in Nakuru, Moro, in Nyandarua, we have worked with some farmers and we have seen them. We got them when they were doing about 60 bags per acre, 60 bags of 100 kilos. So those are about 6 tons. And today, there are some who have gone. They are even doing more than double where we started. Same resources, farming tillage, the same cost. Leasing that farm, the same cost. Isn't it? Labor cost remains the same. The only thing you have changed is the soil chemistry. It's availing those nutrients at the right time. And that gives you better results. So coffee farmers have improved more than tripled. Potatoes have more than doubled. Maize is doubling. And when you're achieving these, there are things that I say they are critical. Number one is that we must get the nutrients from the right source. Sidio? Right source. Ni fertilizer gani yenye unatumia? Then number two, we must apply at the right rate. Sidio? The right rate of application. And then we must also be able to apply at the right time. And finally, we must place that fertilizer at the right space so that the crop can be able to pick those nutrients. And so our farmers, I'm sure they are happy. The revenue increases. And I can tell you, when the revenues have increased, then the families are happier, farmers are happier, farmers are healthier, and the household, the members of the household are more empowered and they're able to achieve better things with their life. And finally, what has been our impact? We have impact in productivity. We have an impact on productivity. We can see farmers in potato increasing their production, farmers in maize increasing their production, or whatever things that they are doing. And that means that we are directly contributing to our improved food security as a country, and finally impacting our economy and creating jobs for the youth. Thank you very much.